Hey, what's up? Hey, J-Ro, Merry Christmas. It's been a while. We've been out of town. Gosh, my voice is going again. But both of us, if you've listened to Jen's channel as well, gosh, it's like we've had to talk so much, and then like allergies and stuff. Yeah, our voices are kind of wrecked. My I don't generally talk as much as she does during the day, but yeah, mine's it's first I've talked a lot. Mine sounds pretty awful too now. I think she was getting comments like people thought she was upset. But hey, I'm back. Um, Multi-streaming. I'm actually streaming on Kick tonight. So anybody watching on Kick, thanks for joining me. Thought I'd try that out while I'm at it. Got it up on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick right now. So Twitch is generally the primary source. So if you're on YouTube or wherever right now, check me out, twitch.tv/drbadvibes, and this is the main home of the stream. I try to do it, simul stream with YouTube, but sometimes it may not work. But just in case, if you prefer Twitch, I am on Twitch. And hey, the McMeow, how's it going? It's been a little bit. Get my get my throat lubed back up. I was just saying, both of our voices are kind of wrecked. We've been out of town. I've been working a lot, and yeah, Jen, she's been getting comments on her videos like, "Why are you upset? You sound so sad." And it's just like, no, my voice is just wrecked. But yeah, we had a great Thanksgiving. Hope everybody did as well. Even the Australian people. I know you didn't celebrate, but hopefully you had a good meal on Thursday. But yeah, so what's been going on? Just kind of pulling this up. Kind of get caught back up to where I was before. I'll probably talk about some silly news, but just to get a refresher, like what we were doing before. I was. Oh, I'm not signed. Am I not signed in? That's weird. Hang on one sec. Give me one sec. Let me switch my. I got logged out of RetroAchievements somehow. But there we go. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you got the Aussie husband. That's cool. Yeah, Florida as well. So I think the last time I streamed, I was working on RetroAchievements. It's kind of what I've been doing lately, and I was doing Marvel. I started with Marvel versus Capcom 2. I don't know why. I think I just happened to get it working, and and then I started playing it just for fun, and started unlocking the achievements, and well, I beat the crap out of this game when it was new, so I know I can get all the achievements. So that was the goal. As you can see here to the right, I've got 149 achievements now. These were not hard, except for the Iron Man Infinite. Now that I know how to do it, it's not too bad, but I'd never done that before, so that took me probably a good chunk of the day trying to bust that one out, and I finally figured it out. And the rest were just tedious. So yeah, there's my nerd e-dong that can be measured on the internet now. So we've got Marvel 2 completed. I haven't really planned out too far, too far ahead what I'm going to do next as far as the achievements. I was playing Marvel 1 just for fun. I'm probably not going to stream like super long tonight, so I'll probably end with that. But I'll do the news thing first. But yeah, Marvel 1's a little different. But yeah, you can see where I was playing. It keeps a track of the games you play too. So I was recording some things for my video game channel, the regular Dr. Bad Vibes. So hopefully those will go up. Let's see, J-Road, do you have plans for a big Christmas? Not anything big, I don't think. Usually, like our parents live not super far apart, but far apart enough that we can't get everybody together. So usually we'll, kind of do one Christmas at Jen's and then do another one with, my side of the family. Usually we'll do Jen's around Christmas and we'll do mine around New Year's while the kid's off from school. So she kind of gets 2 Christmases that way. Let's see. Tell me an airplane story. I don't know. It seems like I have like a million airplane stories. Let me think. See if I have one I haven't told yet. Okay, yeah. I've got a little bit of a story, airplane story. So I was, gosh, I'm trying to think what year it was. I guess it was 2011. Yeah, it was 2011. I was able to, not work for a bit. And I was, traveling and doing some fun stuff. And I was actually working on my pilot's license. So I was flying a small Cessna. Can't remember. It's like a 175 or 182. I can't remember what it was exactly. But it's like the small, like single prop with the, the wings above the plane. You've probably seen them, on TV or in person. Anyways, excuse me. So I was flying one of those small planes, and most of it was pretty uneventful. I did fly in some bad weather one time, and that was kind of scary. But I guess this story. Usually, I rarely get motion sick or, affected in any way by like motion stuff. But part of the getting licensed, you get your private pilot's license. One of the exercises you have to do is you have to like intentionally stall the engine out and then level it back off and glide and recrank and all that. And I can't remember. I think my timing was just way off that day, and I hadn't. Usually the lessons didn't last too long. They were maybe like an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours tops. And I hadn't eaten yet, and I just kind of forgot. I was like, crap, I don't have time to eat. So I had an empty stomach trying to fly this plane, and I had to do the engine stall thing. And something about it, just like, being starving and like perfectly, it's hard to explain. It's like if you're like on a roller coaster or something, and it's almost like you kind of, it's like the G-forces kind of change, and it almost makes you black out. So that's probably the closest in my life I've come to blacking out. Like flying that plane. I mean, luckily I had an instructor and a co-pilot if something had happened, but flew the plane straight up to stall it, and then when it kind of stopped in midair and went back down like that, it just hit me perfectly, and like I was probably like half a second from blacking out, and I managed to like snap out of it and do what I was supposed to, glided the plane back and cranked it up. I mean, not that I was, again, I was not in any danger. There was an instructor in there with me, but luckily they didn't realize, because I was like, yeah, that wasn't good. So anyway, got through that fine, and then I got a hamburger, I believe, or a burrito, and then it was a happy ending. So no diarrhea on that plane. Yeah, it's kind of scary, like in a way. I mean, really, when you're in a plane that small, when it stalls, it's really no big deal. Like they can glide for a really long time. It's just it gets so eerily quiet when the engine goes out, and it's like, oh, so yeah, you're kind of gliding down while trying to crank the thing back up. But I guess that's the reason you practice. But in real life, though, you have to really fuck up or really try to do that. That's just kind of an emergency thing. Yeah, it's kind of weird flying a plane. I mean, I can't imagine flying a commercial one. Those big ones. I don't even know what any of those damn buttons do. You look in the cockpit, it's just nothing but buttons and switches everywhere. I have no idea what those do. And it's a big deal to fly those the commercial ones. I know one of the instructors. I think he'd been while I was doing this. You know, again, this was over 10 years ago. I guess he'd finished his training to fly commercial and just got hired by one of the airlines. So it was a big deal, and everybody was celebrating with him. Um, I think it's still a pretty good paying job, and it's pretty hard to do too, qualify for and everything. Sounds like the training's pretty hardcore. But at the same time, I've heard, well, even the smaller ones, like with technology, pretty much all you have to do is be able to land and take off. Autopilot does the rest, unless something crazy happens. But I never finished mine. I kind of wish I did, but I mean, I started getting busy, and then ended up going back to work, and um, just seeing the expense. Like in my head, I'm like, oh, I'm going to get this small plane, and I'll be able to fly, to all my relatives, nearby, and store it wherever. And it's just like when you start looking at how much that costs, it's insane. Like, screw that. I wanted one of the. I wanted to get one of those amphibious planes, the ones you could land in the water, and like I've got some family that live on a lake in Tennessee. I was like, yeah, I could like fly to Florida and land in the ocean, and then land in the lake in Tennessee, and then land on a runway in Virginia and be able to see all my family. But then once the reality of the expense sets in, it's just like, no, I'll just drive. But it was fun while I did it. But I guess that's the only airplane story I have. Yeah, I mean, it sounds cool in theory, and I'm sure. Well, people definitely do it. I've found YouTube channels that do exactly what I was saying. Like people that would, I guess they would fly to. I'm trying to think, like the Bahamas, I believe, with one of those small amphibious planes. I think they would fly from like. There was somebody specifically I found. I think they would fly from. They would like land in Destin in the ocean, and hang out, and then they would fly to the Bahamas and just keep going back and forth in the summer. It looked pretty cool. Which I guess if you have the water, it's not as expensive to store it. But if anything, you got to have those things inspected so often, and anything goes wrong. Like, yeah, it's just unless you have a ton of money, it's not feasible. Especially especially now, as much as everything costs. I mean, as much as cars went up, I can't imagine how much planes probably went up. I haven't looked in a long time. Let's see. Well, I guess if nothing else is going on, oh, excuse me. I do have some silly news I can get into. Let's see here. So I'll probably chop this up so I can put it on my... I have like no content on my new YouTube channel now, so I'm going to do a little intro before I start this, just to, so I don't have to edit it in later. All right. Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. This is Dr. Bad Vibes, where I speak. And today I'm going to speak about news. Silly news. And some of the silliest news I've seen lately is somebody... I thought this was Disney World originally, and I got excited because I'm like, oh, this is nearby. Maybe we'll be there. But no, this is Disneyland in California. But the Small World attraction, some crazy guy decided to do some drugs and take his clothes off and just hang out on It's a Small World. Out of all rides, I don't know why. I mean, I guess if you had, I don't know, insecurities about yourself being too small, It's a Small World's a good ride to, hang out on. It makes you look quite large in many aspects. So yeah, this guy was arrested. This was right before Thanksgiving. We saw this. I think it was on Twitter when it first got our attention. So let's go through the article here. This is from the LA Times. So a 26-year-old man was arrested Sunday after he removed his clothes at Disneyland Park, according to Anaheim Police Department spokesman Jonathan McClintock. Yeah, I'm not going to read. Let's not read it verbatim. Let's see. Officers responded to the theme park just after 1:30. So he was naked or near It's a Small World. So from what I understand, let me see here. I've got some pictures and footage. Yeah, the inferior Disney. Yeah, Disney World's the better one. I've heard that Tokyo Disney's actually the best one, but I haven't been to compare. So yeah, basically, this guy did some substances and hopped on a Small World. I don't know what drug you could do that would make you take your clothes off and wander around. I mean, I guess, bath salts make you go too crazy. There's something else. Flocka, I think. I don't know if that's still a thing. I'm sure he did something. I mean, it sounds like well, yeah, it says he was arrested on suspicion of indecent exposure. There's no suspicion there. The photos are very, very uncensored and gross, so I'm going to try not to click those. And being under the influence of a controlled substance. So, I mean, obviously he was on something. He just kind of wandered off the ride, took off all his clothes, and he was wandering around. Yeah, here's a photo here. Let me zoom in. So he was wandering around. This is from Instagram, Magic with Megra. Yeah, he just had his boxers on at first, and it was just kind of wandering around the ride, which is pretty nuts on its own. But that ride is so old. I mean, I would assume most of it's original. You can't be like climbing all over that thing. Hopefully it didn't break anything. These kids watching this. Let's see. There are plenty of people. I mean, it's 2023. Everybody had their phones out. So he got a lot of exposure. And yeah, so the big thing I saw was that he lost the boxers at some point, and he was just totally nude wandering around. And I saw the video clip of this. I'm not going to play that because it's not censored. Well, hang on. Yeah. Let me zoom in just a little. So yeah. This was on Twitter. Totally totally out there, just kind of splashing about. But yeah, there's a full-on video of that somewhere, and can't play that on any of these streams because it's full frontal. He's hanging dong at Small World, small dong at Small World, and yeah, it really was a small world. It appeared. But if you're small in a small world, I guess by proportionately you're average. So it was an average world after all, after it was all said and done. But it is wild, like Disney, like the stuff you keep hearing. It's like just all this crazy stuff keeps happening. Like people, I'm just trying to think over the past, like, I don't know, 5 years or so. People, there was somebody arrested for, hopefully unknowingly, but they had a handgun in their backpack, and they're just like, no, you can't do that. And that was the whole thing. But there's been so many like fist fights at Disney. Like there was a big one, I don't know, within the past 6 months or so in Florida. It's like two full-on families just like squaring off and just beating the crap out of each other. To get on the freaking the Mickey's Philharmonic Orchestra, there's no weight on that. There's no reason to fight. Like it's like the easiest ride to get on, and they were like just beating the crap out of each other. And they even had their matching like goofy ass family shirts, like it's like the Smiths Vacation and the Jones Vacation. So it's like Family Feud with higher stakes and more mouse ears. So oh yeah, so the article actually references not that specifically, but I guess they've added a new section to the both the parks. They added a quote-unquote courtesy section to their website. So the quote says, "We ask all who come to this happy place to treat others with respect, kindness, and compassion. To help guests have a safe and enjoyable experience, we regularly update our Disneyland Resort rules. Those who cannot live up to this simple wish or follow our rules may be asked to leave the Disney Resort." Which it's not too much to ask. It's like going out in public in most places now. I've seen... I've talked about it on other, like some of Jen's streams, I think. Like I've gone to gas stations that have had to put up these big signs basically saying, don't be a dick. Like quit yelling at the cashiers. Like everybody's understaffed. Don't just stop. And I don't know why it's so much at Disney though. Yeah, like this quote. "While the new section was believed to be a response to increased fighting among guests, existing rules also prohibit smoking marijuana or using other illegal substances." I mean, that's fair. Like, who wants to go to Disney torn up? But taking off your clothes and disrupting the operation of a ride are also clear violations. Yeah. Proper attire, including shoes and shirts, must be worn at all times. He threw that rule straight into the wind. I heard about this one too. This is the same article. I can't remember what we were listening to. This never crossed my mind. But so I guess a book came out. This is from the article. 2 former Disneyland custodial workers claim that park guests sometimes poop and urinate while waiting in lines for rides, not just children. And there was a discussion and comments on that, and it sounds like that's a pretty common thing. Like, people will wait like 3 hours for a ride, and like rather than get out of line, they just find a corner and just drop a dump, in the corner of Star Wars or Avatar or whatever. That's fine. Oh, so they've got the book here. I'd like to read this. "Cleaning the Kingdom: Insider Tales of Keeping Walt's Dreams Spotless." And the practice is done Human Code H. So yeah, people poop and pee in the lines. They also, I remember, God, I remember hearing the craziest thing I've heard is, I don't know how common it is, but it's common enough that they talk about it. God, sorry. The people will bring the ashes of relatives to Disney parks. And I think the Haunted Mansion is like one of the worst for that. People will go on the ride to spread their ashes, I guess, so they can hang out with the ghosts in the theme park. Or you know, maybe the Pirates ride, throw them in the ocean. The the chemical treated fake ocean. Hey, what's up, Bailey? Yeah, streaming. I've been streaming some lately, but it's been, I don't know, it's been a good two weeks or more since I've done it. We've been out of town. Anyways, back to the Small World Streaker. This one, again, thankfully is censored. Make it a little bigger here. Looking like a full-on maniac. I mean, could you imagine just being a kid on this ride? It's like, oh boy, I'm going to go to Small World. And then you see this freaking monster in the bushes with his dong flopping around. Let's see. Yeah, I don't even know how to react. Now I'm questioning if that has happened to me while I've been in line at Splash Mountain. Hey, it wouldn't shock me. I think Splash Mountain was another one. Oh yeah. Let me. I've got a few things queued up here, so I'm not going to beat this dead horse too much. But here's somebody got footage of the guy being hauled off as he was arrested here. Actually, wait, hang on. I don't have my... Sorry. I haven't streamed in a bit. My audio is like all jacked up. Is this the right one? Where is my audio? There we go. Okay, so yeah, this is the footage from the the arrest and the removal from the park. So again, this guy must have been blitzed out of his mind. So check out how they're carrying him away. It's like a prized fish here. We got, what, 4 or 5 guys holding them up with a magical blanket. And oh yeah, in relation to that, somebody shared one of those things where, again, the Simpsons predicted the future.
We found this one swimming naked in the fermentarium.
I am the lizard queen!
Oh, that's funny. Back when The Simpsons was funny. So, yeah, that's... So that's Disney now. So, yeah, Bailey. Disney really is a damn house of horrors from whatever. Yeah, I mean... like... Disney's a real house of horrors. In some cases, it can be now. It's crazy. Like some of the stuff people do. I mean, it's like just going out in public in general. Like even the grocery store is a house of horrors. You know, I think... God, where was I at? I was in a Walgreens in... Where was it at? Bristol? I think it was Bristol, Tennessee, on the Tennessee side. Some lady bought ice cream, and I guess as as she was bagging it up, going through self-checkout or whatever, she realized it was expired, and she lost her freaking mind. I mean, it was like a whole like mental breakdown. And yeah, I mean, it was just like, this was a couple years ago, and it's just over freaking ice cream. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, everything's just turning the clown world now. So, so why not? Let's go to Disney and take her clothes off. The absolute worst place to be doing that is adults. With children all around. Oh, gosh. It's, I'm sure that's what Walt Disney's frozen head is like spinning around in his jar now. Gosh, I gotta keep chugging. My voice is barely hanging on. Let's see here. All right, yeah. So I've got one more news story. I'm gonna do a little intro thing here so I can easily edit this into the YouTube channel. So hey, what's up? Thanks for coming by. This is Dr. Bad Vibes. I'm here to speak about some silly news. And some of the silliest news is a Good Samaritan golfer that stopped crime in the weirdest way possible. So let me back it up here. I'm telling this a little out of order. So the cliff notes of the story is that a group of car thieves stole, I believe, an SUV, and they were being chased. Let's see. Let me just get it off the article here so I don't mess it up. So police in Wisconsin have been pursuing a stolen car when it crashed into 2 other vehicles, and 4 suspects fled on foot. But one of the suspects hid in a portable toilet. So they all scattered about, and somebody one of the guys, cut through a golf course, ran through the woods, and just so happens there was a porta potty there, and he's like, "Oh, hey, a hiding place." So he hid inside the portable toilet, and a group of golfers saw that, and they realized something was up, and so one of the golfers says, "So when we realized they were being chased and the kid was in a porta potty, we tried to tell the police officer, but he went off to chase another suspect. So I just made a rash decision to go push the porta potty down." So he did like the freaking jackass level prank on this carjacker. He shoved the porta potty over on the door, so the guy was completely stuck in a porta potty that was dumped over on a golf course. And I mean, this was I don't know how busy of a golf course it is. I mean, like, I guess there's a pro and a con to that. I mean, if it's a porta potty on a golf course, maybe it's not being used that often, but at the same time, it's probably not being cleaned out that often. So you may be dealing with quality over quantity in this situation. I bet what I'm getting at is whatever got dumped on him was probably horrific, old and rank. So so the golfer says once he pushed it over, it was really smelly and he could hear the sloshing. And so yeah, the police came back, they helped him climb out of the toilet, and they arrested him with guns drawn. That's just part of the story. I think here's a full-on video. Let's switch over to this. Let's check out the video from where's this from? Oh yeah, local news in Wisconsin.
Captured by police body cameras.
It's very frantic.
A stolen car chase ended with this Glendale police officer grabbing stop sticks from their trunk and throwing them.
Oh wow, they went hard. Oh
News obtained
gosh.
dash camera video of the SUV slamming into 2 other cars before veering.
Damn, I didn't see all this.
Crash, 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 start fire.
The owner's like, thanks. Thanks for getting my
Here's
car
another
back
view
to
of that
me.
crash from Wisconsin Department of Transportation cameras. 4 people hop out of the car and take off. That journey ended quickly for one of the suspects.
Police are like, our job is done.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get down!
When the SUV crashed, the suspects scattered, one of them running here to the Lincoln Park golf course and hiding
Crawling
in a porta potty.
in my body.
Exclusive video from News Chopper
The
12 shows
stench will
officers driving through the
never
park.
A
end.
nice, relaxing, beautiful day on the golf course.
Golfers also capturing that chaotic moment on their
That's quite
cell
a hazard.
At some point, a golfer tipped the porta potty over to trap the suspect inside. Police show up, flip the potty over, and make the arrest.
Taking the second overall, or are there 2 of them in there? Come out! Crawl out, dude! Don't do anything stupid. Get on the ground. Get on the
Just,
ground.
come on, just shoot me,
Officers take that second
please.
suspect into custody. 2 more suspects are on the run. In Glendale, Syria Sandlin, WISN 12.
The owner's like,
The 2 other
thanks.
drivers hit by the stolen SUV were taken to a hospital. They are expected to survive.
Holy crap. I didn't see, I knew they crashed the car, but good God, I didn't see that it was like, you know, totaled 10 times over. Oh man, that made it even funnier for me. So, I don't know if it's in, I read and heard about this in several places, but it sounds like the, the golfer, like, you know, when they tipped it over, they just kind of said, all right. And then they just kept playing their game and just left. And that made me laugh. He's just like, here's a crime. Just tips over a porta potty. He's like, my job is done. And just, it's like Spider-Man leaving the criminal webbed up. He left this guy like mummified in toilet paper and doo-doo. He's like, my duty is done. Oh. It's the hero that we deserve. Too many of these stories end up about poop. I really don't do that on purpose. But like Frank Reynolds says, poop's funny. Sorry, I gotta keep hydrated and chugging water so I can speak. So yeah, that was fun. My job is done for. He's like, I'm putting you away for life. Yeah. I know golfers should still dress like this. Oh. Well, on that silly note, that's all the news I have. So I can't stream too much tonight. I may be back on tomorrow night. Tomorrow or Friday 1. But I do still have time to play a game and chit chat a little bit if anybody has anything else they would like to talk about. For life. Oh, meow. The you talking about the new book that everybody's taking a dump on? I think she should have the physical copy from the library tomorrow. If I mean if you have the PDF, if you wanna email it to her, she could probably use it. Do you know her YouTube email address? So I'll put it in the chat just in case. So yeah, if you have the PDF, I'll let her know. It's rhrcomments@gmail.com. I was trying to find it for her. It didn't leak early enough that I saw, and she, kind of worked something out with the librarian to get her a copy. She may. I don't know if she got it today. She's been recording all day, so she's already asleep. But if she doesn't already have it now, she'll have it in the morning, I believe. I think she said she's going to start going through chapters tomorrow. And oh, it's on the subreddit. Okay, that's cool. But yeah, I think she's gonna read. She's got the physical copy. She'd like. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll just download it then. I can just copy it right to her computer. When I'm done streaming, I'll do that. Thanks, I appreciate it. But I think her plan is to start reading that tomorrow, and I think start making videos. I think that they should be going up Friday, if I remember correctly. I haven't. I've been busy with work. She's still been recording and all. I helped her record a Patreon episode today. It's the first time I've done anything even remotely YouTube or anything related. So I'm trying to remember. I think we talked about reactions to the books, but yeah, I think she's had enough videos just over the reviews alone and what's come out. So when she actually gets to read them, I'm sure she'll probably have like a video per chapter. But I will probably end by playing a video game. Let's see what we got here. Oh, sorry, one sec. So yeah, I think everybody probably knows, but I have been doing the retro achievements, and so I got all the achievements of Marvel 2. And that game is done. So I'll probably focus on something a little different for a little bit. I was playing Mario Kart just for fun. Yeah, I got a lot of those achievements just because that game's burned in my brain. But yeah, tonight I'll probably keep it simple. I may start with Marvel 1, play around to that. And I've got some other stuff I like to play. I guess, new stuff, I do have... I have the new RoboCop game. I've not even turned it on yet, so I don't... I've heard it's at least decent. I don't know much about it, but hey, they've got Peter Weller back as RoboCop. I may try to stream that at some point. The only problem is my computer's so ancient that it can't handle. Well, I can run it on the Steam Deck and it'll look like garbage, but I usually play on GeForce Now, so I don't know if I can stream RoboCop at the same time. I'll have to try that out and see if it works. If it does, maybe I'll play RoboCop. Yeah, I hadn't played Marvel 1 or 2 in forever until I started going through these achievements. I've played the hell out of 3. I got to the point where I've won a few tournaments around Asheville. I never did anything big. I almost went to, not to play, but I almost went to Evo this year just to record stuff, but ended up not working out. Maybe next time. And I didn't like Marvel Infinite at first, and I kind of gave up on it, but I was making videos on it for the YouTube channel, and it's actually pretty fun once you get into it. So if you've got a PC that can run it, it may still be on sale right now. Like Marvel 3 and Infinite on Steam, they go on sale for like $7 or $8 pretty often. And like I've got a Steam Deck now. That's what I play most of my PC stuff on. So I've been playing Infinite on that, like during work breaks and stuff. But yeah, you can see some of the other games I was messing with. I was making sure I could run Rage in the Cage. That's got some nonsense I want to put up on YouTube. But yeah, let me switch back over. So I'll probably play a little Marvel 1, and I guess not everybody's familiar. I know Bailey's not been on here. Let's see, what was it? I'll check Steam. Got to rerun pretty much all of them. Yeah, it doesn't take much to run those games, honestly. They run perfect on. I've got like the computer I'm using up here in this screen, it's an old Dell with an old video card. It can run all that stuff just fine, and it's an antique. Not hard to run Infinite. Let's see. Yeah, I've played Alpha 3. Yeah, I want to mess around with Fatcade some. I installed it on one of the computers, and it didn't quite work right. I think it was because I was on the Mac. But yeah, the system I've got up in my screen here, I've got an old like an old Dell Office computer that I've put some small upgrades into. I put a new power supply into it, and I have an older video card. It's like an AMD RX 570. It's I put that in there, and it can run pretty much everything up through PS3. So this is running Batocera Linux. If you're not familiar with that, it's basically a flavor of Linux that just runs. I'm drawing a blank. What's the name of that front end? Emulation Station. So it's running Linux with Emulation Station underneath that, which is basically RetroArch. And so if you do that, you can run basically everything. So I've got games, it'll run like current Steam games, and I've got it running like PS3 and some 360 games, and hang on, and it can run Switch games too. But I do have an actual Switch, but usually my kid has that, so sometimes I'll install the games on here so I can play. But hey, what's up, BJ? The RoboCop game is awesome. I need to play it. The first little bit I saw, it sold me. It's better than that old one on the original Xbox. That one was garbage. But yeah, so this thing basically has almost every game that I want to play up to a degree. I've got a few like organized. Like I've got like if I want to play like every Mario game, I've put those in there, all the Mario Karts. But I have all of the Marvel vs. Capcoms. I've got Children of the Atom all the way up through Marvel Infinite. So most of these are emulated, but this actually has Steam installed on it, so it runs kind of on the side if you play newer games. So I've got Marvel 3 and Infinite running through Steam. Although Infinite just decided to quit working. It'll boot up, but it doesn't recognize my controller. I haven't gone in to fix it on here. I usually play that one on the Steam Deck anyways, but I would like my joystick to work with it occasionally. Like when I stream and I'm playing fighting games, like I like my stick. So I've got my, if I can get it on, got my PS4 stick. It works pretty well on this. But yeah, that being said, so I've been unlocking retro achievements. So I'll probably play a round or a playthrough on the arcade mode, Marvel 1. See if I can get an achievement or so. Let's see. Yeah, use the Raspberry Pi with RetroArch. Yeah, I don't think the Raspberry Pi can handle Steam, and this one, it's kind of not supposed to run it the way it does. I can't remember how it's built into Batocera, but I think it's basically like this. Well, I guess it's the Linux version of Steam, but it's kind of like the Steam Deck version of Steam. So it has all the compatibility layers and everything. So I've got it running a few things, but I mean, I've got a Steam Deck for my Steam games, unless, I mean, it's really just for Marvel 3 and Infinite. I think GeForce Now, if it didn't break, it works on here too. So I don't actually know these. I don't know Spider-Man and Venom that well in the game. I'm just picking them because there's an achievement for beating the game with certain teams. I'm not, like, I don't know how to use Spider-Man at all. I never picked him. I mean, I've picked him, but not, like, all the time. I don't know his combos. Oh yeah, the Q sound noise. Yeah, I always think of, like, I'm trying to think where I heard it all the time, like Walmart, I think, when they had some of them there. But yeah, the bowling alley. And the arcades in the malls. Oops. I missed it. Oh yeah, they may have had one of Mr. Gaddy's at one point. Just do your super. There we go. I was just trying to get her with the super. Yeah, I do want to play some Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter at some point on here. I like that one a lot, and that one's very hard to find. Like, I've only seen it in the arcade a few times, and it never really got a good home release. Like, the Saturn Japanese import's like really the only way to play it. Unless you buy like an arcade 1-up or something. Or just emulate it. Stop hitting me, I'm trying to do something. Okay, he's not gonna let me do it. Okay, he's just gonna kill me. I was trying to do the team up. Yeah, I love the Saturn. Mainly because I had that import cartridge. Somehow, I think it was when it was still Software Etc. in Johnson City, somebody had traded in X-Men vs. Street Fighter with all the cartridge stuff. And from then on, like, I just imported everything. I took it with me to college and stuff. Oh, yeah. Captain Commando. Yeah, he was in a like an arcade beat 'em up. I think it came out around like Final Fight time. Trying to remember. They re-released it not long ago, but yeah, it's like just one of those generic beat 'em ups. It's like in the future. I think you can pick like 3 different characters. course, I always stream with the characters I don't know. I need to play with these offline and keep the good ones online. Oh yeah, I remember Dad's CDs. Yeah, guys, it's crazy how much some games are now. Like, I bought a bunch. I did most of my collecting, like, I don't know, between like 2005 and 10. And, you know, I bought a bunch of systems, bought a bunch of games, nothing crazy, you know, just stuff I wanted. And then, yeah, John will be like, hey, you know how much this is worth now? And I'm like, good Lord, like, it's crazy. Come on, Captain. Let's see everybody in the bathroom. Cool. Totally missed. Yeah, I did hear something about, like, collector stuff being inflated like crazy. Like, I think like the first Super Mario, like, there's no reason it should be expensive, but those are getting kind of expensive. Yeah, comic book Cap is way way more buff. Actually, the best Captain America. If you ever want to look it up, I'll pull that up at the end of the stream. So the guy that created Deadpool, Rob is it Liefeld? He's a writer slash artist, I guess mostly known for his quote unquote art. He's not very good at proportions, and there's this. He took over and kind of redid a bunch of the characters in Marvel in the late 90s. And there's a drawing he did of Captain America that's hilarious because he's so buff, like in ill proportions. There's no way he should be able to move. Why can I not do the team up attack? That's what I was wanting to do. There we go. Oh yeah. I think I did hear about that. So yeah, the grading agency was like inflating everything. Seemed like there was something about like Pokemon cards or something in comic books specifically. If I'm thinking of the same thing. Yeah, all the prices are just crazy. I mean, hell, even like, sometimes when I go in to visit, John will show me stuff, and it's like, I mean, he's got nothing to do with the pricing. It's just all automated. Oh shit. I messed up. Behold my dear. Yeah, those freaking eye lasers. Alright, I got some achievements. So, if you're not familiar with this and how I'm getting these achievements in these old games, if you go to... actually, give me 1 second, I'll explain that a little better. I can actually show the website. So, yeah, I got an achievement for using a specific team. Oh, and I got a high score, too. So there's all kinds of leaderboards for these old games now. Oh, I didn't. Okay, so it's not been saving my high scores anyway. Yeah, alright, yeah, it's a terrible score. I was going to say, I got a really high one not long ago. So yeah, so again, I'm using, you know, basically a Linux system full of emulators. And if you want to get achievements in these old games like I do and lots of people do on Twitch, you go to RetroAchievements.org and make an account. And this will track your games. The only thing you have to do is make sure you're using the right ROM and the right emulator, which that can be kind of annoying. And the right version of the game too. So it's if you're like, hey, I want to get achievements for such and such game, it's probably best to look it up on the website first and make sure it's supported. So like what you would do is either like RetroArch or like where I'm in Botocera here. It's got a Retro Achievements tab. Well, of course, something's not working right with it right now. But normally you would click that, you'd put in your login info, and it links up to the emulators. If you do want to do it, I would recommend looking up the game on the website first, because you got to use the right ROM and the right emulator. So I've played, like, I'm trying to think of a good example, like Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter. I usually play the Japan ROM because it's got the extra character, but that one doesn't have achievements. You got to play like the European ROM, and then like Marvel 2, you have to play the Dreamcast version, not the arcade version, and so on. And sometimes you might have multiple ports that have different achievements, like Capcom versus SNK. I think there's like a PS1 set of achievements and an arcade set of achievements. Oh, okay. So BJ, you don't remember Rage in the Cage? Let me pull that one up for you real quick because this is a treat. I'm actually, I had this. I didn't really play it. I just had it on so I could make sure it works. I was going to record it for some YouTube content. It's just, so this is like a Sega CD version of the Super Nintendo WWF games like Royal Rumble and Raw. But it has the benefit of CD audio. Let me switch it over here. Need to make sure the game audio is nice and clear. I'll show you just a little demo of this nonsense. I don't care who made it, just let me play the damn thing. I actually physically have this game too. Let me show you why I was messing with this. the culturally sensitive times of pro wrestling. Here we go. I don't know if it's loud enough.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. To my left, from the Isle of Samoa, weighing 277 pounds, Hitchhiker Tattoo.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, this is not the vice president.
To my right, from Uganda, weighing 390 pounds, the Ugandan giant, Tamboma.
So yeah, that's why I was messing with that game. It's literally like it's just a worse version of like the Super Nintendo games with these audio clips, and my joystick is totally not set up to play this damn thing. So I'm going to turn this off. Yeah, I'm going to make a video on some of these wrestling games. I just haven't had time to do it yet. But yeah, if you have an old computer, I definitely recommend. Like parts are so cheap now. I got like I'm trying to see how big of a hard drive did I end up putting in this thing. I think it says on here I ended up going back to an old like. Although you can probably get an SSD like cheaper now. I've got like a 2 or 4 terabyte hard disk in it. Just an old, spinning one. Because, I mean, these games are ancient. You don't need a fast drive for it. And I basically loaded it up with everything. Mainly fighting games. Like, the disc games take up so much space. I'm not going to add, like, every freaking game. But, I mean, even the Steam games, you can add all kinds of stuff. I haven't gotten all the box art yet, but I mean, even this ancient computer, like it was running Street Fighter 6, low quality, but I mean, decent enough frame rate. I can play it on this thing. So it's pretty wild. You can play, from Street Fighter 1 in the arcade all the way to Street Fighter 6 on Steam. And this computer is like 10 years old. I mean, if you had a newer one, you could do even more. Need to play with it more though. They've they've done a lot of updates that I haven't taken advantage of. I think now it has full light gun support, which I think you don't even need the yeah. So it's got full light gun support, so you can, if you have the right stuff. And the easiest thing to do is get an old Wiimote, and they sell these things on Amazon, just these little pistols, and you stick your Wiimote in it. And used to you had to use the lap bar, but I think now like they've got it tweaked so it somehow uses just the screen and the motion sensor, I believe. I don't think you need the lap bar anymore. I can't remember. I haven't really messed with it. I used to have this on a different TV, so it's like right in front of my face right now, so I'm not going to be playing light gun games in here. And I think they added better steering wheel support too, so it's only certain models. I don't have any. All of mine are like in storage in Virginia, so I haven't tried messing with them yet, but I think the old 360 steering wheel may be supported, so you could play like, whatever. Oh yeah, and if you're like super into the achievements and you don't want to like try to find the right ROM, you can just go in here. This has all the achievement games, and you can, oops, wrong button. So you could search for whatever, like, I don't know, I want to play freaking Cubert. Or whatever. I guess Cubert doesn't have achievements, but, Oh, wait, there it is. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about Carnival. It's like I've got all these light gun games on here. I don't even remember copying these. I think I got some light gun pack, so it's like all this stuff that I've never heard of. There's a bunch of there's a bunch of light gun games on the Wii that I didn't know about. There was a few I played, but yeah, I guess there was like a Transformers game, and they had all the House of the Dead games on it, and some other ones too. Ghost Squad, that was the silly one. You could unlock squirt guns and change all the enemies to like women in bikinis and just shoot them with squirt guns. But yeah, this is it's something pretty easy. Like if you got an old system, just make sure you got a decent video card. I mean, again, I've got like an RX 570 in this one. That's it's a freaking antique now, and it runs up through PS3 just fine. My main desktop, the one I'm streaming on right now, is so old. I'm using a Mac Pro from like 2010. It's got the RX 580 in it with more RAM. I'm thinking I may upgrade the card to like the last thing it can support, get maybe 1 or 2 more years out of it. But if I do that, I may put the 580 in the emulation computer. I make things run a little better. And I was swapping parts around so much. Apparently I took out some of the RAM and I didn't realize it, so I need to, it's only got 8 gigs of RAM in it now. I need to bump that back up. I think it had 16. But yeah, the plastic shotgun. I think that was Carnival. It was Carnival. I think there may have been another game that the same people made. I don't remember what it was called. It's like you'd always see those in the back of like CC's Pizza or something. Like a little crappy arcade. But yeah, I've been, like, this has kind of been a thing I've been playing with on the side. Kind of what got me back into streaming, like, you know, having all these games where you can just, you know, freaking pull them up. You can even, like, I've got DOSBox on here, so you can run old games. I need to mess around with it. I was trying to get Willie Beamish to run, and I did something wrong. It won't play. Sam and Max. Yeah, you can. I mean, even though it's running Linux, I think it's got like a, you know, DOSBox for older games, and it'll use Wine for more recent games. It's pretty cool, and it'll take a. It's kind of like the PlayStation. It'll take photos when you get achievements. So if you want to look back and see, like, oh yeah, I did that, you can. Oh yeah, the Channel F. God, it's the Fairchild Channel F. I can't remember. That may have been mainly a European thing. I don't know. It was like one of those that came out like when the market got flooded. I never saw one. And we didn't even have an Atari. We had the Intellivision at home. I didn't see an Atari till like way later. Trying to see if I got anything else goofy on here. I thought about doing something where like I play like there's a lot of people that played like every game that was released on the Nintendo. I was like, I'll do something like I'll play every 3DO game that was released, but probably be torture. I actually still have my 3DO. The freaking CD drive died on it, but they make a what do you call it? They've got like a disc emulator, so you can, like in my case, where my CD-ROM's dead, I can put in an SD card and just basically load it up with every 3DO game made and turn it on, or I could just emulate them. But the system's so stupid, I'd kind of like to fix it. Yeah, the only cool thing on that 3DO was Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. That was like the best version of it. And I remember like the drive door just screwed up one day and it like broke the game in half. So like the only game I liked on it got munched. But yeah, I still have that 3DO. It's John was doing something with it. He was stacking stuff up. I've still got the original box for it too. And it's got like the software etc. price tag on it. It got marked down like it's got the original price tag when it was like freaking $500 or $600. I sure as hell didn't pay that much for it. I got it I got it as it was on its deathbed. Oh yeah, freaking ads. Okay, cool. Yeah, freaking ads. I didn't know one. I didn't realize one was playing. Yeah, I remember the Coleco. We were watching. I mean, not the system. We were watching something about the Cabbage Patch craze, the Cabbage Patch Kids craze. That was Coleco. Yeah, some of the ads Twitch plays. The worst is when it gets stuck in a loop. I was watching somebody, I don't know, it was like a month ago, but there was some Taco Bell commercial. It was only like, I don't know, 15, 20 seconds long. And it played like 8 times in a row. So then I really wanted Taco Bell. Oh yeah, those John Cena ads. I forgot about those. Yeah, it's like the Hyundai or whoever. Mazda. I can't remember who he's talking for now. I hadn't had Taco Bell in forever. Basically, only when I usually only get it if I go back and visit home, because we've got like Moe's and Chipotle here, so it's like spoiled. But so yeah, I mean, this is what I've been doing on the side. I've tried to stream and do YouTube a little bit. Jen's been freaking making a killing on it. My video game channel's been doing all right. It's kind of like one of those things that pays the utilities every month. But been trying to stream more, but it's just so hard because I'm still I work full time too. And oh yeah, thanks for the follow, BJ. I just noticed it. I must have missed the notification. I may have been in a different screen when that went off. But yeah, I've been trying to stream more. I'll probably be back on either Thursday or Friday. I may actually be back up there soon, possibly next week, up to visit home. Dad's going to get like some minor surgery. Oh, hey Tanya, thanks for stopping by. You came in just in time for the end, but the replay will be available on the YouTube channel and Twitch. And I'm going to edit out my stupid news for the new YouTube channel. So yeah. Where do you, yeah, I didn't even think, where do you live now, BJ? Are you still in, oh, you're in Bristol. Okay. That's cool. I was doing a contract job during the pandemic, so I was all around East Tennessee there for a little bit. I was doing stuff in Bristol, well, but Tennessee mainly, sometimes Virginia, but I was there a lot. God, when was that? It's 2021. I did a contract thing for Walgreens, doing all the vaccines. which it was cool because that's literally all I did. They'd be like, "Hey, go here," and I would just go to like a nursing home. Sometimes I'd hang out in the store, but it was cool because I didn't actually like work in the store. I just, did the flu and COVID shots and just hung out. Which I got to see some stuff I wasn't familiar with. I saw I don't think I'd ever been in Elizabeth, and so I got to see the Two Dudes Gaming store. That place is fairly cool. Prices are a little high, but they've got some cool stuff. I think I ate at Osaka, but that was like 10 years ago. Is it near the movie theater? Yeah, Elizabeth. Outside of that gaming store, it sucks. It sucks so bad. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I ate with you and Jared. That was probably the last time I ate there, actually. I haven't heard from Jared in forever. I assume he's still in Harrisonburg. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that when the kid ate the wasabi. Holy shit, yeah. To be fair, I would have screamed too. Man, speaking of hot stuff, I'm not trying to like... Oh, yeah. Yeah, like... I mean, I wasn't real tight with Jared, but sometimes we'd talk, but yeah, he just kind of disappeared. But, yes, speaking of hot stuff, I have like this random video. I think I did it during lockdown. It's on my YouTube channel and nobody watched it, so I suffered for no reason. But I did one of those one chip challenges. So I ate the Pocky chip, and like the twist was, yes, the giant vagina and sushi hour. Welcome back. But I did the one chip challenge, but the twist I did on it was I'd eat the chip and I couldn't drink any milk or anything until I beat Marvel 3. So I ate the chip and basically it took me, I think it took me like 20 minutes to beat the game. So like by the time I actually got the milk, like I was done burning. Yeah, I heard about the kid eating the chip, and the funny thing is I just bought another chip. So I still have one of those chips in my pantry. Like I've been saving it to do another video, but now I'm like, well, now I have a collector's item. I think I can't remember what. Seemed like whatever made the kid die was a bit of a fluke. I don't think it was like the chip specifically. I think he had something else going on. I can't remember, but they pulled them out of stores, all the chips. I think you may be able to get them online. Possibly. I don't remember. You know what? Let's find out. Because I may have a collector's item. I was going to eat another one, and it's like, well, yeah, it looks like people still sell them. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I guess you can still... Is this right? From what I understood, you can still... Well, I don't know. It's kind of vague. I know they took it from store shelves. I thought you could still buy it online, but maybe not. And the one I have is freaking old. But yeah, I'm just like, how did a chip kill somebody? I mean, it was bad, but it wasn't that damn bad. The only thing that killed it here was my toilet. Like, the burning was bad enough. That's the hottest damn thing I've eaten in my life. But once it was over, I was like, oh, okay. But I don't know, like 12 hours later, whatever, like my whole GI tract was on fire. It was horrible. But yeah, they may not. They act like they're still around. But yeah, I guess they did pull them completely. Huh. But I definitely don't. I don't have the 2023. I'd have to look at it. I know it's a yellow box. I think mine may be like the 2021. So not only is it a hot ass chip, it's also an old ass chip. I got some of the one of the hot sauces from Hot Ones. What was it? Blair's Megadeth sauce. I think it was like one of the last like 2 or 3 that they would do, during one of the seasons. That shit is so hot. Like, I made like a whole bowl of scrambled eggs, and I think I put like 3 drops in it and stirred it around. It was like, it made that entire bowl like nuclear hot. Let's see. Sorry, I missed your comments, Tanya, on YouTube. It's getting cold where you are. Not too bad, not yet. So my daughter bought some chips here in Australia. 100 out of 50 in hotness. She turned red, blue, then drank nearly a liter of milk. Yeah, some of that stuff's pretty hot. Oh yeah. Yeah, you can only really use a drop of that stuff, but yeah, it was mainly just heat. It didn't really add much flavor. I'm trying to remember. I had some really good stuff. I think it may have been from I think it was from Biscuit Head. I think it was like blueberry hot salsa or something. It sounds disgusting, but it was actually really good. Oh yeah. Did you see where Sonny got 17 years for manslaughter? Yeah, she went. I thought she was like one of the top people on OnlyFans, like during the pandemic or right before. Like, how did she go from OnlyFans to Meemaw? HBK diddled her on national television. We will never forget. But yeah, like, what was that? It was like at least her like 3rd DUI, like hardcore. Like, yeah, I mean, at that point, you just got to go to jail, I guess. Like, I mean, well, especially if she took somebody out. That's not cool. Yeah, like, I remember when I had AOL, like, they were just like, she's the most downloaded AOL person or whatever. And I remember, like, finding, whatever the photos were floating around. I mean, it was just like stock, like WWF photos. Yeah, it was a bunch of DUIs in like no time. Like, she sounds like she's just a total train wreck. I I may have the timeline wrong, but like, seemed like she kind of made a slight comeback. She got inducted in the Hall of Fame, and then she sold her Hall of Fame ring and did a porno and hit rock bottom. But then I think she ended up on OnlyFans and was like making like sick money. And then I don't know. I don't know what happened after that. Like, she turned in the Meemaw and got DUIs. I think that's right. I may have some of it wrong. I didn't keep up with her. I just remember seeing like the insane news as it came out. But yeah, so her defense was she was still depressed over her boyfriend. That, yeah, she literally cheated on him with everyone in the world. Like, that was like a known thing back in the day. God. I probably can't read that comment on stream. That's pretty sick. Damn, I didn't know that. So she took the Pearl River plunge all over her face, probably. Oh, yeah, it's gross. I've barely watched. Oh, yeah, yeah. Actually, yeah, I have some funny wrestling stories. So, I'm not, well, I'm 99% sure I know where Edge lives because I've driven by his house, and then like, I saw like some Instagram thing, and I was like, wait a minute, I think I know where that house is. And yeah, but we ran into Edge and his wife. It was years ago. Where were we at? We were like at a restaurant. He was just there with one of his kids, and we said hey. And then I think I went to the movies with one of my friends, and he it's like you know, big get-togethers. Like me and the guy like the other husband, we went and watched like Captain America 2 or whatever was out. And then the wives went to the bookstore and ran into Edge again. They talked to him for a long time and got photos and an autograph. He was super cool. And I didn't realize till later, like the gym I used to go to, it was a CrossFit gym. It was always a different time, but they'd write everybody's names up on the board, and I just happened to notice. I was like, wait a minute. So I kept seeing, like, you know, people lifted a bunch of weight. I kept seeing Beth Copeland pop up. I'm like, wait. I was like, is that Beth Phoenix? Because I didn't even know they were married at the time. And and then I searched it and figured out. I was like, it's like I'm at the same gym as Beth Phoenix. Haha. I never saw her though. I think she worked out in the morning and I worked out in the evening. But then that gym got in some trouble, so I think everybody quit going there. Yeah, I think FTR is still here. One of my coworkers, she worked what was it? I forget, honestly. I'm kind of out of the loop on wrestling. I forget which one's which in FDR. The bald one. I think he married one of my coworkers' best friends. So she knew about him like before they became a thing. I think when they were like, I think it was like right when they got signed to NXT. She was telling me, "Oh yeah, my friend's married to a wrestler," and I was like, "Oh yeah, they're like brand new." And she was telling me he was super nice. Oh, you're the the grumpy old man. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I was surprised that CM Punk came back to WWE. I need to start. I kind of keep up with the news lately, but I haven't really watched anything. Which I was gonna watch Raw, but I can't even remember what. I get. I guess it still streams on Peacock or Hulu. I don't know. I know we've got both of them. I just don't remember which one it comes on. But yeah, I kind of just read the stuff. We'll watch the pay-per-views every now and then on Peacock. We were out of town when Survivor Series was on, so I didn't even watch it. I think I may not have, or yeah, I think we watched SummerSlam. I think it was the last thing I saw. We usually at least watch WrestleMania. Yeah, John, he and his friends, they went to a couple of the AEW pay-per-views. I think they went to the first All In before it became AEW. They drove up to Chicago, I think twice. They went to that one and one of the later ones, but yeah, I'll probably go in bed soon also, BJ. But hey, yeah, good to see you. If I head out that way sometime, I'll let you know. I've been around that area, just not lately. But I may be up next week. I just don't know for how long or what I'll be doing. Just lay there like, I'll be like, dude, I'm trying to sleep. Quit OD. Tanya, my favorite was Roddy Piper. Yeah, he was cool. My cousin was really into him. I still like to watch They Live every now and then. Like that, and those episodes of Always Sunny with Roddy Piper, hilarious. Oh yeah, let me make sure my retro achievements. Well, I've got these up. Where am I sitting at? I'm about to break 15,000. Hooray! Everybody, look at my freaking e-penis. Now, I want to go through the Versus games. Get 100% on all of them. As much as I've played these damn things, like, I should be able to just load them up and make it happen. But yeah, some of the stuff is like you just play the game, and then some of it's just stupid. It's like win a fight with only using punches. Yeah, it's cool. I'll try to hit y'all up if I'm around. But I think I'm in the same boat. I got to work tomorrow, and it's late, so I should probably go to bed. So that was fun. I'm not on any kind of set schedule. I'd like to be, as far as streaming goes. Maybe I will be if people keep showing up. But I'm going to keep making YouTube videos. I'm trying to build up the... So if you're not familiar, I do have 2 channels, Dr. Bad Vibes being the main one, and then Dr. Bad Vibes Speaks is the new one, which that's just me talking about stupid stuff. And kind of like the Disney stuff earlier, I'm going to edit that out and put those videos out on the main channel. But yeah, let's see. I will have those up, but McMeow, you have a good night too. Thanks for watching. I always appreciate everybody that hangs out. And there's only like 2 people left. I could do a raid. I don't even know if it's worth it. Let me see who's on. See if anybody I know is playing. Like, here's 2 people. Let's see. Yeah, actually, here we go. I'll send this over to Throg TV for a raid. He's a retro speedrunner. He's cool. Why are we unable to raid? Oh, he must be doing something. Okay. Well, okay, it's not letting me raid anybody, so I guess we're done. Everybody have a good night. Be safe, Tanya. Don't get caught in